Hi everybody, I'm Somi and I would like to continue and share my single parenting journey, and today I would look at sharing on how I overcame the fears of raising my fatherless child. Generally, if you look on how things happening, fathers are very absent. Even if you go and attend a school or parent meeting, you find out most of the times it's mothers who are dominating. Even if you go to a sports day, you'll find out most of the time still it's mothers. I might not be 100% sure of what are the reason. In some cases, you find out that the father is working in another province and then the mother is staying with the kids. That's my assumptions, maybe in some cases. But in my case, the father was completely absent, and then I had to live with my child. And then how did I overcome this whole thing? One, I had to accept my fate that I am a single mother. There is no father of this child who is going to be by my side. It was myself and my family, which is from my mother's side. And secondly, I had to hold on to my Christian values. And then there was one scripture I saw. It was Psalms 68, verse 5 to verse 6, that says that I will be the father to the fatherless. So that scripture gave me courage to know that even God recognizes these absent fathers, whether they are absent physically or they are deceased, one of the two. So that also gave me encouragement. So in my case, firstly, secondly, I dedicated my child to God, like in church where you have to take your child and then you know that God, it's me and you in terms of raising this child. However, you must be aware that that doesn't mean because God is the father to the fatherless, he'll physically come and take this child or drive the child to school. No, God is not going to do that. And that doesn't mean when the child is sick, God is there with you in a hospital physically. But God brings people to your life who will help you, sort of like a destiny helpers, your family from your mother's side or whosoever who is going to be sent by God. In my case, I'll just make few examples. I remember when my daughter was about 8 or 9, and then I had to buy her a bicycle. So now I was really confused what type of or which brand is the best. So I remember going to work and asking one of my former manager, and I asked him, say, where can I get the best bike and the stuff like that? And then he advised me which shop to go to, and he even gave me, subsidized me and said, okay, go and look for the bike and tell me how much is it, and then I'll give you half of the amount I'm like giving you to add on top of what you have. So it's God bringing people who will help you. So I recognize that God is having his own way in terms of helping me and assisting me. I bought the bicycle and the uncle of the child helped me in terms of assembling it. So there will always be people from outside your family or inside your family that will always help you, who are specifically brought by God to be by your side. And also the most important thing also is that you must have grace for this. You must pray and ask God to give you the grace, because you need that inner peace so that you don't vent out the anger or the frustration of being a single parent or raising this child on your own. And I also remember some other time, back then at church, there was some discussions. I remember the late Pastor Mgokri asked us what is it as single parents would love to happen to our children. I remember raising my hand and saying that I so wish that the fathers who are already at church can sort of like do an adoption, take this child or one child of a single parent and take them out and sort of like a date for the child, just to have a feel of how is it like to have a father. Because my daughter doesn't have, she will only say father to a father, like utata, ati ewe tata, to an older female, in terms of like, this is an older female and I have to use that word because I'm respecting them, not having that that link that this person is my father biological, in terms like that. So she never had that chance. But as I've said, one of the congregants was listening to what I was saying, and later on he came to me and said, I heard what you were saying and I could feel your pain. Can you allow me to take your daughter out? And I remember we used to meet him Saturdays once a month. He will take my child and take him out, and they have a date together, even going to watch movies. And later on I'll have to take, and then later on I'll meet him and take my daughter back home. So that was something to me. I so wish that we can do that. Yes, of course, I understand nowadays people are very cruel. Anything can happen that you are really not expecting. But I was always there. I would wait somewhere whilst they are busy together having their date. So that was those, it's those things that God will use and take people to sort of like comfort you. However, the child now is growing, and the child can now start to see the difference, that I don't have a father. How do you really handle that? Mama, where is my father? Who is my father? And stuff like that. Not that I did not want my child to be with the father, but the circumstances did not allow me. I started to teach my child that you do have a father, but he's not at the right right in terms of loving you. Maybe one day he will want to love you, but because the reason why I was doing that, I was trying to teach my daughter how to love. Because if I would have taught her not to love the absent father, that would also come back to me, because I wanted her to be at peace, not to fight with someone who is not even part of our lives. So I'll just say, no, one day when he is ready, you will see her, or you will visit him, or you will see him. So that helped me as well, because I didn't want to teach my child how to be angry and hate, and in this case this person is even absent. So there's a whole lot of other things that are happening when you are a single parent, but I'm talking from the female perspective. I always wished that my child will have that bond, but there was no bond anyway. But God did bring people, and I really don't know what is it that makes fathers to be absent. Because in my case, I find out that my mother was never raised by her father. Myself, now it's my daughter, and it's a great concern why fathers are always absent. And it's one of those painful things we really need to address and look at it, because some other females are really angry out there, or some other males who their mothers are not there are also angry, because this is a two-way thing. It's not like that it's females only, but mostly it is. And to those fathers who are really taking care of their daughters, even if they are not with their partners, it's a good thing, and I really appreciate. I so wish that other fathers as well can learn from those who are taking good care of their children, even if they are still not with their partners, because this is where the problem is. Absent fathers, and the children want to be loved by their fathers. I might not say some of the kids who are out there doing things is because their fathers were absent, but really we really need, I so wish that they can recognize and realize that their children need them, and they have to take part and not run away because they separated with their partners. I hope that this will help other mothers and encourage them. I'll bring more stories as the time goes on. Please watch my videos, subscribe, and like the videos. Thank you.